Piracy, the word conjures images of swashbuckling rogues on the high seas. Think buried treasure, fierce battles, and parrots on shoulders. But piracy has a long and complex history, dating back centuries. At its core, piracy is a form of robbery or criminal violence at sea. Pirates are driven by one thing: profit. They seize cargo, ransom hostages, and plunder ships. Early pirates were often simply desperate sailors driven to crime by poverty or lack of opportunity. As sea trade flourished, so did piracy. Ancient Greeks, Romans, and Vikings all faced the threat of seafaring raiders. Piracy evolved over time, adapting to new technologies and trade routes. It's a problem that has plagued humanity for centuries and continues to do so today. Few periods capture the imagination like the golden age of piracy, a time when the seas were ruled by daring adventurers and ruthless outlaws. This era, roughly spanning from the 1650s to the 1730s, saw an explosion of maritime lawlessness, with pirates becoming the scourge of the seas. The Caribbean and the Atlantic were teeming with pirate ships, preying on lucrative trade routes and merchant vessels laden with treasures. One reason for this surge was the decline of traditional naval powers, which left vast stretches of ocean unprotected and vulnerable. With less protection at sea, merchants became easy targets for bold pirates who were willing to risk everything for a chance at immense wealth. The allure of riches drew countless individuals to a life of crime on the open waves, where the promise of gold and jewels was too tempting to resist. This period gave rise to legendary figures whose names still resonate centuries later, becoming the stuff of myth and legend. Blackbeard, the notorious English pirate, commanded fear with his fearsome appearance and ruthless tactics, becoming one of the most infamous pirates in history. Anne Bonny and Mary Red, two female pirates who defied societal norms, proved that the seas held no boundaries for those seeking adventure and fortune, challenging the male-dominated world of piracy. The golden age of piracy may be over, but its stories continue to entertain and remind us of a time when the seas were a lawless frontier filled with danger and excitement. Piracy isn't just about tall ships and buried treasure. It's a multifaceted issue that has evolved over centuries. It takes many forms, both on and off the water, affecting various aspects of our lives. While sea piracy continues to plague certain regions, other forms have emerged in our modern world, adapting to new technologies and opportunities. Digital piracy, for instance, involves the unauthorized copying and distribution of copyrighted works, often through the internet. This includes movies, music, software, and other digital content, making it a widespread issue. The internet has made it incredibly easy to access and share pirated material, posing significant challenges to copyright holders and law enforcement. Another form is broadcast signal piracy, where individuals illegally intercept and retransmit cable, satellite, or terrestrial television signals. This allows them to access premium content without paying subscription fees, depriving legitimate providers of revenue and impacting the industry. Then there's product piracy, which involves the manufacturing and sale of counterfeit goods, often imitating popular brands. From designer handbags to pharmaceuticals, counterfeit products flood the market, deceiving consumers and harming legitimate businesses, sometimes even posing health risks. Piracy, in its various forms, represents a persistent challenge in our interconnected world, requiring constant vigilance and innovative solutions to combat. Section 4. Modern-day buccaneers piracy in the digital age. The digital age has spawned a new breed of pirate. Armed with computers and internet connections, these modern-day buccaneers navigate the vast oceans of the digital world, plundering valuable data and disrupting online commerce. Cyber piracy encompasses a range of illicit activities. Hackers breach secure networks, stealing sensitive information like credit card details, personal data, and intellectual property. They hold data hostage, demanding ransoms from individuals and businesses desperate to regain access. Online piracy costs businesses billions of dollars annually, stifling innovation and economic growth. It undermines trust in online platforms and creates an environment of insecurity for individuals and businesses alike. Combating cyber piracy requires a multifaceted approach. Governments, law enforcement agencies, and tech companies must collaborate to strengthen cybersecurity measures, prosecute offenders, and educate the public about the risks. Section 5. The price of plunder, economic impacts of modern piracy. Piracy in all its forms carries a hefty price tag. The financial toll is staggering, affecting various sectors and stakeholders. It's not just a victimless crime, it has real-world consequences that ripple through the global economy. The effects are felt from the stock markets to the streets. Sea piracy disrupts international trade, increases shipping costs, and endangers the lives of mariners. The threat of hijacking forces shipping companies to take longer, more expensive routes. Coastal communities dependent on fishing and tourism suffer when pirates operate in their waters, driving away visitors and disrupting local economies. The loss of tourism revenue can be devastating. Digital piracy leads to job losses in the entertainment, software, and creative industries. The impact is felt by everyone, from large studios to independent creators. When people access content illegally, creators don't get paid for their work, discouraging innovation and investment in new projects. This stifles creativity and reduces the quality of available content. The proliferation of counterfeit goods also harms consumers. These fake products undermine legitimate businesses and can lead to significant financial losses. These products are often of inferior quality and can pose safety risks, especially when it comes to medications and electronics. The dangers are real and can have serious consequences. The economic impacts of piracy are significant and far-reaching. They affect not just businesses, but entire communities and economies. Addressing this issue is crucial for fostering a stable and prosperous global economy. Collaborative efforts and stringent measures are needed to combat piracy effectively. Section 6. Combating the tides, international efforts against piracy. The fight against piracy is a global endeavor. No single nation can tackle this issue alone. International cooperation is essential to disrupt pirate networks, bring perpetrators to justice, and deter future acts of piracy. The United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, UNCLOS, provides a legal framework for combating piracy on the high seas. It defines piracy and outlines the rights and responsibilities of nations in suppressing this maritime crime. Various international organizations, including Interpol and the International Maritime Organization, IMO, work to share intelligence, coordinate law enforcement efforts, and promote best practices in maritime security. Naval forces from around the world conduct anti-piracy patrols in high-risk areas, deterring attacks and apprehending pirates. These patrols, often undertaken as part of multinational task forces, play a vital role in maintaining order at sea. Section 7. Charting a course understanding piracy in a complex world. Piracy, a problem as old as seafaring itself, continues to challenge us in the 21st century. From the high seas to the digital realm, pirates adapt to new technologies and exploit vulnerabilities in our interconnected world. Understanding the history, motivations, and methods of piracy is crucial for developing effective countermeasures. We must acknowledge the economic and social factors that contribute to piracy, addressing root causes while simultaneously pursuing those who engage in these criminal activities. International cooperation, robust law enforcement, and technological innovation are all essential tools in this fight.